Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Ayutthaya. And what we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at Wat Kuti Thong. This is an old ancient temple that's probably built somewhere in the Middle Ayutthaya era in the early 1500s or so. And then it's been built onto and renovated. And the buildings that you see, the main building now is a Bangkok era that was built probably on the ruins of the old monastery here. So it's cut in half. There's a road that goes down through it. There's where the monk quarters are, that's down by the Lopburi River, and then the ordination hall and stuff like that up on the hill. There's a few chedis and the old wall and stuff like that. So let's look around here and let's see what we see. This up here on the hill is the new hall, and this little black and white cat, he had to come over and greet me and get his belly rubbed whenever I first pulled in. So here's like a little chedi, and then here's part of the old wall, and the gate over here is in a little better shape. And this is where the monk quarters are and some of the sermon halls and stuff like that. So you can see the monks got their robes and stuff hanging there. And in this hall, they're doing a little renovation on it. Guy up there, looks like he's doing some painting and stuff. This is the Lopburi River, and it's quite high right now. You can see they got a couple boats and stuff tied off, and then they have a pedestrian bridge that you can go across to this city island. It's kind of, the stairs look kind of rickety, and then all the houses next to the river here will be built up on stilts just because it floods. And then this brings you right into the temple. So this is all the new part that's kind of on the south side, and then we got other houses over here. They're eating. They're kind of looking at me like, what's this guy doing over here with the camera? Got a tuk-tuk. And then we'll walk through here. We're not going to look at any of these new buildings. We'll go up into the old part of it. Yeah, this is just all their little housing. Got the laundry out here. Looks like this might be a guy that repairs. I see some machine tools in there. So he probably fixes up these old tuk-tuks, builds parts and stuff like that for them. So they got the tiles here. They'll do these up on the roof. The people that come here to the temple will buy these and donate them. And then it has some Chinese writing on there also. And the bell tower. Yeah, this is quite a nice little building here. You never know what you'll find in these little buildings. You might see old Chinese style murals. You might have had royals that came here and stayed, and they'll make them into like a little shrine. Or it'll be like a head monk that maybe he was really famous and all of his stuff will be in those. So they're kind of a little museum and a little treasure trove. They're kind of fun to see, but they're doing the renovation in there. Okay, so let's cross the road and then we'll go into the old part of the temple over here. I have a sign here talking about the two Buddhas. And you can see the old Ayutthaya style gate. This is a nice example. This is quite nice. The styling is still remaining here on it. Yeah, I like these. So the two Buddhas are in what they call the taming Mara pose, I guess is what they call it. You can see a little bit of the outer wall that goes all the way around. And there's supposed to be some chedis north of the ordination hall. A little shrine here, all the chedis, and then some shrines over here. And that little kitty, he's sniffing around my motorcycle. I guess he wanted to get up there. You want to go for a ride, kitty? Kitty, kitty? You just want a little bit of love, I know. Nobody's out here to pet you. Okay, stay over here and guard my bike for me. Let's go up in here to the chedi. This is the ordination hall. And it's Bangkok styling. You see the mythical birds up there, the super high roof with the three different levels. Now it has these humongous ordination, the Buasima stones outside the ordination hall. And there's two of them. A double row generally means a royal temple. But I don't know if this is a royal temple or not. You can see the styling above the windows, all the mythical birds, all the normal stuff that you see. It's quite nice. Yeah, this is definitely Bangkok styling. The Ayutthaya styling was quite a bit different. And you can see how high this is. This is way up here. So the old wall still goes around, and this was built probably on the ruins of the Ayutthaya era temple that was right here. Now the history of this, they talk about the Cambodians were attacking Ayutthaya in 1570. So right after Ayutthaya capitulated to the Burmese in the White Elephant War, they were a vassal state of Burma, and the Cambodians were wanting some revenge for a couple generations earlier when Angkor was sacked and a bunch of the stuff was taken off. And so they came back in and they attacked from right over here. They built their stockades over here by Wat Sam Wehan, and they brought in about 5,000 troops. They had 30 war elephants, and I guess what happened was the defenders fired their cannon, killed the Cambodian commander on the neck of the elephant. That's the accounts anyway. And then the king retreated the army from this area right after that happened. And we have another little kitty over here. What you doing, kitty? Sitting there looking at me. So this is the two chedis that are over here on the north side of this hall. So there's a sign here that says that this temple was probably originally built in the early Ayutthaya and then renovated and restored. And there would have been some more stuff here. You can see a little bit of the wall, some of the old trees, and over there is the other boundary wall. And you can see the chedis are not in great shape. This one here is probably the worst of the two. And we would have had a little building here in the middle. And then you can see the holes up there in the plasterwork. So looters came over here and they drilled a hole in it and they fished in there trying to dig out the gold or whatever relics were in there. And then it looks like maybe another chedi was here in between, and that's the top of it. I actually have a sign over there talking about the boundary wall. And you can see there's a couple of the newer chedis, and you can see how they built this to keep the building from sloughing off. And then they say that this chedi here was built in the early Ayutthaya and probably enlarged in the Middle Ayutthaya era. And there's just a little bit of the plaster work, and that little spire up at the top would have had 22 rings, I believe is what it would have had originally. You can see it's quite narrow compared to the bigger bells that they built in the late Ayutthaya. And just look at the amount of plaster they had around the base. Wow, there's a lot there. There's 4 inches of plaster. And it's like a square base that it's built on. And some of the old Sema stones, and they had some little small chedis around there. Okay, let's go into this hall now. Right here by the entrance, we have a little Chinese style lion. We got a guy hanging out in there, one of the worker guys. And then you have a image of an old monk here right in front of the middle door. And let's go in up these stairs, take the shoes off. And this is what it looks like inside here. It's got a wood floor. It's kind of a little bit different. It's got the plain wooden window shutters, the whitewashed walls. It has some little plaques and stuff on the wall over there with some stuff written in Thai. So probably people that their ashes are here at this temple. And then here is the main image. It has the double ones in the taming Mara pose. And here's the little shrine where people come and burn the joe sticks. And then the place for the monks to come over to do their chanting. Yeah, there was probably originally, in the original hall that was here, probably had the murals and stuff like that painted on them. And then I'm not sure if this is part of the old Bua Sema stone that they've drug in, and the locals will stick the gold leaf. The same here, you can see where they put the gold leaf on these. Some of these that you'll find out will be like 600 years old or 700 years old, and they've kept them preserved. And then this is the main image. It's quite large, has the umbrella, and then it has all the little disciples and stuff like that around. Yeah, really a simple hall, but it's quite nice. It's a large image, that's for sure. And then some of the old Buddha writings, it looks like over here, and some of the mats. And some of the other little important images. That says something right there in Thai. And you can walk all the way around it, which is kind of cool. And then they have some of the old clay tablets. And then they have a piece of the laterite stone. This might have been the foundation of the original building. If that's the case, it would definitely go back to the early Ayutthaya. There might have been another temple here even before that from Dawadi or Khmer because there were the Khmer here, there were the Dawadi here. This area was inhabited for quite a while. Another one of the sandstone, like Sema stones. And the Buddha with the prayer wheel behind him. Yeah, this is an active temple, so the monks will come set up over here, give you the little blessing. This little reed thing here, they dip it in the water and then they throw that on you. And you can get the amulets and stuff like that from here also. All right, so we've seen everything in here. And then the back out here is the front of the temple. And you can see Wat Praram way over there. That'll finish up our video over here at this Wat Kuti Thong. I'm not sure what that means. Like the Thong might be gold and Kuti, I don't know if that's something to do with like a star or whatever, gold star, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a nice enough temple. It's a place for the local Thais to come over and they'll pray and make merit and all that stuff. It is an active temple, so there will be monks here. And it has the new tied in with the old. The old chedis are kind of the highlight to me. I like them. They're still the original styling. The new building looks nice enough. It's just a new building with a kind of a cool image in it. And the outer gate and everything, the wall is kind of neat, interesting enough. This is north of the city island, and it's facing south towards the river. So the Lopburi River, the main image is facing towards it instead of to the east, which you normally see. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, it's a little quick one, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and you get to be notified whenever I post a new video. And leave me a comment. If you know more about this temple than I do, I would appreciate the information. There's not a whole lot in English. There's probably a whole lot more on the Thai side that I don't understand. I don't read Thai. So if you know more about it, definitely tell me in a comment down below. I'd like to know a little bit more of the history. You know, I do know a little bit about the Cambodian invasion over, you know, where they set up their stockades by Wat Samwihan and all of that. So anyway, I do know a little bit of that, but I don't know much more. So enlighten me if you do. And until next time, from over here in Ayutthaya, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.